What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a quick, well, not so quick probably after I get into it, look at the Norvina palette, swatches, demo, impressions, comparisons to Modern Renaissance and Subculture. Do you need it? Is it worth it? Stay tuned to find out. Hey guys, so right now we have on a flawless base. That video is either going up before or after this one. We're going to be doing the Norvina first impressions slash demo slash review, maybe a few swatches, although I feel like everyone's seen swatches, so why do I need to do that? So I have my flawless base down. I have my eyelids primed with a NARS, I want to say it's Biscuit, the pot. It might not be Biscuit, I don't know what it is. NARS concealer and a little bit of translucent banana Sasha Buttercup powder on there. So we're going to be reviewing, let's open her up. We're going to be reviewing Norvina. I've already done a few swatches. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Focus. Okay. I've already done a few swatches of the Norvina palette. I can tell you right now that Dreamer and Base, these two right here, are too ashy for my liking, but the other ones I'm not mad at. So I'm gonna do two different looks. I'm gonna do one look on this side and one look on this side, trying to use most of the colors in the palette. So I'm going in with my sort of clean brush. Like, this brush was not clean 10 minutes ago. I didn't have time to wash it. So I basically rubbed it on some paper towels, got all the dirt off. It's clean enough. Like it's pretty good. For the first look, we're gonna go with this eye. I'm gonna go ahead and do this eye. And the first look, I'm gonna try to do a more sultry, dark palette. I'm gonna take Eccentric and Incense and pop those into the crease. So first I'm gonna take Incense, and there's a lot of fallout on that. I'm gonna go here, and I'm just gonna take Incense, and I'm gonna take her and place her in the crease. So Incense is a very neutral, muted brown on the cool side. It's a great crease color for me. Actually comes off a little darker on my skin than I thought it would. I mean, it's a beautiful color, it blends. I'm not seeing any patchiness at all. I know we had some issues with patchiness in Subculture, and I'll get into that later. Now, Incense and Eccentric. Incense is more powdery and has more kick up or dust up or whatever you want to call it than Eccentric. Just noticing that right off the bat. I'm gonna place Eccentric in the crease as well. That's pretty. It's not as orange as I thought it would be. It's actually coming across, how would you read that? Eccentric, I guess, isn't an orange. It's like a nice camel color, and it comes across as camel. So I have my crease laid down. I'm gonna go in with Passion. Let's see where Passion is. Passion is, oh, you can see my light. Passion is this one right here. So I have my crease laid down. I'm gonna go in with Passion. Let's see where Passion is. Passion is, oh, you can see my light. Passion is this one right here. It's like a berry color. It's probably the darkest matte in this palette. I'm gonna put that on the outer. I'm just gonna tap that into the outer corner of my eye. I'm gonna start sweeping that into the crease as well. The colors are blending really nicely, almost effortlessly if you ask me, because like Subculture felt like I felt like I forgot how to do makeup, because Subculture, if you didn't go slowly and didn't have like the best brushes, I'm gonna go ahead and drag Passion into my crease a little bit more, but leaving this as a wing kind of out there, filling in that void right there. It's coming across really nice on camera. Passion is not as red as I thought it would be. It definitely is on the purple brown scale. So now let's work on getting, let's try some volatile. Let's see what volatile looks like on the skin. I'm gonna put her right in the center. Okay, she's definitely like a dirty mauve color. I kind of push her towards the center middle or center inner corner of the eye. Like I said, base is not for me. It's too, it literally looks like chalk. Like, I probably should have just taken some kindergarten crumbles and just smeared it on my eye. So that's not gonna work. Okay, so we have volatile, and there I'm gonna put a little bit more incense, and I'm gonna take incense and sweep it on the inners to kind of add a little transition there. So now we've got a good base. I'm gonna do a little bit more passion in here, right at the top of the eye. I want this to be sultry. I want this to be like glam. And right now it's giving me like very sultry, beautiful dark purple, brown, smoky eye. I'm gonna amp it up a little bit, but oh my gosh, I love the way this looks. And there's no patchiness. Do you see that? Like beautiful blending, no patchiness at all. And it was very effortless. So now what I'm gonna do is I wanna actually take rose gold. And rose gold to me is probably one of the prettiest colors in this palette. This is rose gold right here. Probably one of the prettiest colors in this palette. I'm gonna just do a quick swatch for you guys. The formulation of these foils is amazing. So this is rose gold. Look at how pretty and reflective that is. So I'm gonna take rose gold, I'm gonna pop that in the center, all over my lid. Well, actually I'm just gonna put it all over my lid, because I want this to be, it's hard to do with nails. It's really hard to do with nails. I feel like Anastasia has been playing with its glitter slash foils formula, and they hit the nail on the freaking head with this one. Like, it's soft and buttery, but not powdery. Y'all, my dang format, my card went wonky, my phone, ugh, can't even talk. My card went wonky, my camera started going yellow. But we're back, okay? Basically, what I was saying was the rose gold is beautiful, and I feel like Anastasia has been messing with the formula of its foils, and they hit the nail on the freaking head with this one. Like, it is so pretty, and I just feel like the more you push it into the skin and the more you play around with it, the brighter and shinier and more vibrant it becomes. It is gorgeous. Okay, so we've got a fair amount of rose gold on the lid. I'm gonna go in with their actual brush right here. I've kind of been not a huge fan of the brushes, but whatever. Take a little bit more rose gold. I'm just gonna place it a little closer to the corner of my eye because it was hard for me to get into that section with my finger. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of the Celestial right here, Celestial. I'm gonna place that just at the top of my rose gold, right in the inner corner. Kind of, not a cut crease, but just kind of adding a little bit of more of a dimension there. I'm only gonna take it to the middle of the eye, and I'm just gonna kind of blend those two right there. So there's a little Celestial at the top, and you can kind of see it. I don't know if it's picking up, don't know if it's picking up on camera, but. And then I'm gonna take Dazzling or Summer. So let's look at Summer really quickly. Again, this is Summer, really pretty, and then Dazzling. Here. So I think I'm gonna do Summer. Dazzling's a little close to the rose gold, and I want to have a little bit more shimmer on top, like just like in center. So I'm gonna do Summer. I'm just gonna pick up a little with my finger and pop it right on top. Yes, that's perfect. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go back in with the other end of this brush, and I'm gonna take a little more eccentric, and I'm gonna place that just at the top again, just giving a little bit more warmth and color to the eye, smoking that out towards the, love this look. So we can't forget about the under eye, right? I usually don't really like doing my under eye because I feel like the shape of my eye, and because I have a slight bag under here, it doesn't work. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and try to do a little eccentric under the eye with a little passion. Just a little. Then I'm gonna actually take Volatile and go connect these two. Add a little bit more dimension on this wing, kind of creating a faux wing, but not really, just kind of sharpening that up a little bit, and then dragging it a little bit up here. I feel like a lot of the time color gets lost in my under eye. But when you put the lashes on, it all comes together. Lashes make a huge difference. So that's the first look. That's the first look. We've got, so we used Passion. We've used Passion, Eccentric, Volatile, Incense, Rose Gold, and Summer. So now we're gonna try to do a look with Love, Soul, Wild Child, Celestial, maybe a little Drama. I'm gonna leave these two alone. So I'm gonna take Love. Love has a lot of kickback, and I'm gonna place Love on the outer crease, but outer corner, focusing on the outer corner and the crease. I'm also gonna use a little bit of Eccentric just to give it a little more depth. I'll put Love in the crease. I'm gonna just kind of slightly sweep the excess into my inner corner to warm, so you see a little bit of traces of pink in here. So I'm gonna come in a little bit more so you can see me. So now we have Love in the crease. This one's actually gonna be fairly simple because I don't wanna make it too dark, and I tend to, the more I spend on shadows and the more I spend on my eyes, I always tend to make them darker than lighter. So I'm gonna make this one really, really simple. I'm going to take Celestial with that double-ended brush. I'm gonna take Celestial, I'm gonna go in, and I'm going to create a little bit of a halo moment, as they say. So I'm gonna just place Celestial on the outer corner, dragging it into the crease, so creating kind of like a C. I don't know if you guys can see that, but creating kind of like a C. This one won't have as much of a wing as the other one. And then I'm gonna take some more Celestial and I'm gonna pop her in the inner corner. Then I'm gonna connect those two lightly up the top of here. So now we have Celestial basically all the way with a little empty space for our color. So then for that color, I'm gonna take my finger again, and I'm gonna just swatch Wild Child so you can see it. I'm gonna put Wild Child here. If I can see my mirror, okay. Wild Child's gonna go here. Everyone's in a good swatch. Okay, let's try that again. Wild Child, where are you? Okay. Wild Child is there. Beautiful pink colors. My finger again, coat that, and oh my god, and place that, patting it into the corner, or to the center, working it out. Okay. So I'm gonna take that same brush we used with the Celestial, and I'm gonna go back into Wild Child. I'm just gonna pat some more on with the brush. I'm gonna keep going in with Wild Child, building up that color. And then I'm gonna pop a little bit more, flipping the brush over, popping a little bit more Celestial in that inner corner. So I'm gonna go in with a little Soul, and I'm actually gonna take that end brush, And I'm gonna actually take a little soul. I don't wanna darken this too much. I'm gonna lightly push it over top of the very top of Celestial. Just here and up. I'm not putting it down here. I'm putting it just here and up. So just a little bit more, just to kind of lightly add a little bit there. And then I'm actually gonna take Eccentric and go back in on top of that. Just wanted to give it a little bit more drama, but I didn't want to ruin the color story here. I'm gonna drag a little Eccentric right here. Okay. Everyone talks about popping soul on the bottom lash line, and I know it's not gonna look good. So I'm gonna do a little bit of it, but just to show you that it's not gonna look good. So I'm gonna pop a little soul on the outer bottom. And it's so funny because some purple blues, actually I take that back. Almost all purple blues show up dirty on me, and it makes everything look dirty to me. I don't like purple blues on my skin tone, which is funny because really the reason why I bought this palette was because of soul, but not as periwinkle bright as I thought it would. If it was like a bright neon, we'd be in business. But this is a little bit more gray, and that ain't gonna work for me. I'm just gonna pop that there. I'm gonna make it work because I'm not a huge fan of this color. And then I'm gonna take Eccentric again. What is that? Center lower lash line. Okay, and now we got to do the inner corner highlight, which sometimes I do not do because I don't think it's necessary, but I think for this look you need a little zhuzhing. I'm gonna take Summer and dot her inner corner very lightly. And then I'm going to take a little Celestial and a Wild Chalk, mix those together just to brighten Summer up a little bit. I'm not a big inner corner person. And then for this one, I'm going to do a little bit of Dazzling. She pretty. Alright. So here are the final looks. I'm going to pop on some lashes and finish the rest of my makeup so you can see the full enchilada. So I'm going to go ahead and pop on some lashes and finish my contour, everything like that, and so you can see the full look, and I'll be right back. Alright, here is the final two looks. I really love how both of these came out. They're like very different, but very beautiful at the same time. I think the colors in this palette work really well together. I've heard some people say, do you really need the palette if you have the other ones? So I have the Modern Renaissance, Subculture, and now I have the Norvina palette. I didn't buy the Prism or the Soft Glam palettes because I felt like Soft Glam looked a lot like Modern Renaissance and Prism looked a lot like Subculture. I did buy the Subculture, or I'm sorry, the Prism dupe. So if you want to see a video on the comparison or a look at the Prism dupe, let me know. But my eyelashes are itching. I hate when that happens. Okay, so really quickly, I'm gonna just go over the differences and similarities between Modern Renaissance and Norvina, and then I'll do Modern Renaissance and Subculture. I think a lot of people were wondering if if Norvina and Modern Renaissance were similar. I'm gonna do a close-up side by side. This is Norvina, and now we're moving into Modern Renaissance. Obviously, it is much warmer, many more reds, more neutrals in the Modern Renaissance palette. If I'm looking at the two side by side, the ones that stick out to me as being very similar, I think Dreamer and Primavera, even though my Primavera is a little dirty, I think Dreamer and Primavera are very similar, so let me give you a clean swatch on that. Is my hand, that's clean enough. Okay, so this is Primavera, and then I'm gonna swatch Dreamer on my pointer finger. Okay, so this is Dreamer. Beautiful. And this is Primavera. So they're very similar. I would say Primavera is a more subdued Dreamer. Like I said, Dreamer is very powdery. Dreamer has a little bit more red in it. I want to see if you can see that. It's got a little, I don't think my camera's gonna pick that up, but it's got a little bit more red. Maybe you can see it that way. See kind of the red right here, as opposed to not really so much red when it reflects. So it's got a little bit more red in it. So I like that, but then like I said, like Dreamer is a little too ashy for me, a little too powdery for me. Probably won't be using that very much. As I was saying, I think they're great palettes. Subculture, I think, was their experimentation with a new formula. They didn't really hit it on the nail there, but Norvina did a really great job with this palette. I love the formulas. I think they blend beautifully, effortlessly. I'm not sitting there actually hurting my eye, because that's what was happening with Subculture. I was hurting my eye, blending the palette, blending the shadows, and I was kind of like, all right, did I forget how to do makeup? Now granted, I'm not the best at makeup. I'm not saying I'm like the OG best makeup, but I like know a little something. Anyway, I think this is a hit. I think it's a beautiful palette. I think we can get a lot of looks out of the summer. You know, winter, fall, probably more of the darker colors, probably more of this sultry look right here, but I think they come across beautifully. They are, except for Dreamer and Base, I think these are brown girl friendly. I think you're gonna have a wonderful time with these foils. I mean, they are absolutely to die for. And, you know, I think you could have some fun with this. And you know what, I'm not hating Soul. I'm not hating it. I was talking trash, but I'm not hating this. So I hope you like the look. I finished it off with lashes. I think I said this already. Lashes, highlighter, contour, lipstick, and excuse the hair because it's humid and rainy and I'm not going to put time in my hair when it's like that. So I hope you guys like this look and I will see you guys later.